Loneliness isn't about being alone. It is about feeling unseen, and most of us feel it in a crowded rooms. This part of the Relationship Trap series. This is episode 22. You have had this feeling you were at the dinner, or a work event, or a family gathering. People everywhere, conversation going louder, and somewhere inside that you feel completely alone. Not because nobody was there, not because nobody was really there with you. That feeling has a name. That it isn't about how many people are in the room. Here's the thing most people get wrong about loneliness. They think it means being yourself. You can be by yourself and feel completely fine, and you can be surrounded by people and feel like you are the only person on the planet. The difference isn't how many people are around, it is whether anyone actually knows you. Not your name, and not your job, not the edited version of yourself you present to the world, but you, the actual one with all parts you don't show. Most people don't have that, not 1%. And research on what it does to the body is most disturbing than almost anything else is in psychology. Chronic loneliness produces the same healthy damage as smoking 50 cigarettes a day, not as metaphor, as a measure of psychological outcome. The body responds to feeling unseen the same way it responds to being poisoned. Slowly, consistently, over time. But why? Because the brain wasn't built for this. Think about how many humans lived from most of history. Small groups, 30 to 50 people, same faces every day. These people knew everything about you. They saw your fault. They saw your struggle. And they know your family, your history, your specific, ridiculous combination of qualities. You were known automatically. You didn't have to earn it. The structure of the community made it impossible not be. Then we moved to the cities, changed jobs every few years, moved to new places where nobody knows us, started over and over again, and collected hundreds of contacts without collecting anyone who actually knew us. And then social media arrived and said, "Here's your solution. Look, hundreds of people know your name, thousands of people saw your post. People are reacting to you," and it felt like connection for a moment. But then our audience isn't a friend. An audience knows your performance. Friends knows is behind it, and trees aren't the same thing, not even close. Now there is the part that makes loneliness so hard to break out of when the brain feels socially excluded. It doesn't relax and wait for the things to improve. It activates. It goes on high alert, scanning for rejection, assuming the worst, interpreting natural things as threats. That message someone didn't reply to, that look someone gave you across the room, that conversation where someone, same it, distracted. The lonely brain takes all of those and builds a story that confirms what it already believes. Nobody wants me around, and because the brain believes that, it starts pulling back, being less open, less available, and less willing to take a risk of being known, which makes the loneliness worse, which makes the brain more defensive, and which makes connection harder. It is loop. And the loop has a specific cruel quality. The thing you need to break out of it is exactly the thing the loop has taken from you. The willingness to trust. So what is actually helps? Three things. Simple ones. And the first, stop trying to build a bigger social life. Start trying to get deeper with one person, one real conversation with someone you already know, where you saw something true instead of something comfortable, one person who knows the real version. That is enough to change everything. The research is consistent on this. One genuine connection does more for loneliness than 50 superficial ones. And second, stop waiting to feel safe before you open up. I know that sounds backwards. It is. The feeling of safety comes after the opens, not before. Most people spend years waiting for a feeling that only arrives once they have done the thing they are waiting to feel safe enough to do. The risk creates the connection, not the other way around. And the third, learn the difference between being alone and being lonely. Sometimes you choose to be alone. You want quiet. You want space. That is fine. That is healthy. Sometimes you are alone and you didn't choose it. And that specific feeling that the loneliness isn't yours to end is what loneliness actually is. Knowing the difference stops you from treating every quiet evening as evidence that something is wrong with you. Because it isn't. The solution to loneliness isn't more people. It is more honesty with the people already there. One person. One real conversation. That is where it starts. If you know someone who keeps saying they feel alone, even though they are never by themselves, send them this, not as advice, as the thing that might finally help them. Put a name to what they have been feeling. And in the next episode, anger. Why it is never about what we think it is about and what is actually underneath it.